Hi there, good evening. This is Naresh here, and thanks for joining this webinar. The fact that you are here and listening to my voice at this hour of day indicates that you are probably considering life coaching as a career, maybe part-time or the full-time, and you are interested in pursuing some course that imparts you these skills. Now, when you think of becoming a life coach and you go on online and you do Google search on how to become a life coach, you get more than 8 million hits in less than a second. That means there is a lot of information out there, and there is a lot of interest also for this information. And then there you will be seeing there that there are lot of institutes selling their life coaching courses, and this is further complicated by these institutes offering you certificates from different accreditation bodies. So what is it? How do we become a life coach? What is the right way? This seminar is all about that. So welcome, myself Naresh Kumar. I am a professional life coach, and I will be taking you through this presentation. We will be keeping you guys on mute so that there are no background noises and disturbances. You can note down your questions as I go through the content, and at the end we open for the Q&A, and there you can fire your questions. And for any technical issues, use the chat box. Here is the brief agenda for this presentation. First is we will have an introduction and my story. I'll talk about coaching, what it is, what you need to become a coach, and then we will tackle some of the myths about coaching that go inside people's mind, and what is an optimum approach to becoming a professional life coach. And then we will be closing the presentation with Q&A, and then we'll talk about the deal that we are offering. First of all, myself is Naresh Kumar. I am a professional life coach. I've been coaching individuals in one-on-one coaching format as well as in group coaching format for about 3 years now. My story is that I started as a software professional, and before that I came from a very humble background. Till my graduation, our family was struggling for the resources. After my graduation, when I got a job as a software professional, it solved a lot of financial issues for the house. That means software engineering, software industry is a well-paying industry, as you know, and it has served me very well. I was able to take care of the education of two of my brothers, got married with my own savings, Got my own 3-bedroom, hall kitchen, big flat in one of the posh localities of Bangalore, and accumulated all sort of gadgets, electronics, everything that people can dream of. However, during this stint as a software professional also, I was always interested in the things like personal motivation, how to motivate oneself and others, and teaching, training, and mentoring kind of activities. During this whole stint, I got a lot of awards for mentoring people and lot of applauses for conducting trainings. So all my trainings were well received. Mentoring was very much effective. And this has been a passion for a long time. Teaching, training, mentoring, anything. So when you have interest in one thing and you're doing the another thing, and once the other thing serves you very well, what happens then? Your unconscious now starts to nudge you from inside, isn't it? It tells you, boss, you've got everything that you could. Now this is time to go to a profession that fulfills your true calling, your higher calling. For me, it was a teaching, training, and mentoring kind of profession. So I started thinking about various business ventures that I could involve in. And ultimately, I zeroed in to training students over the internet, and I joined hands with a couple of partners, and we were imparting the trainings over the internet in C, C++, Java, conducted one batch, and after some time, the partners had to move out because of their job requirements, and we had to wrap up the whole business. There were a lot of learnings, and I started searching for higher meaning. And when I was searching for higher meaning, I came up with a checklist about what do I want for myself in the next venture. And the checklist was that it should be fulfilling venture, it should be motivating to the others. I want to motivate others. I wanted to help others. At the same time, I wanted to earn good living, a profession which can give me the promise of financial independence and the promise of very good living. And also I was very much clear that I wanted to do it as a proprietor or as a solopreneur. I did not want the partnerships, because if the partners move out due to any reason or the chemistry doesn't work out, then the business gets into danger. And I actually went to the Google and searched, and the term life coaching came as one of the possible choices. And then I was like, what is this life coaching? And I got very much intrigued. Then again, I started searching about what is life coaching, how to become a life coach. And after searching for about half an hour, or I think 45 minutes, I saw a video on the internet about what life coaching is and how to become a life coach. It cleared a lot of fundas in my mind. Then I started searching for the courses for the life coaching, and all the courses were very much expensive, which were accredited, and I did not know what to do. At the end, I actually eventually found one of the courses which was within my budget or slightly out of my budget, but very much affordable for me. And I actually enrolled into that course. And during that course, we had the peer coaching thing going on. So I started coaching one of the participants, and that participant started coaching me. And week after week, we started getting results. I was very much interested. It proved one thing, that with this profession, I can help others, and that in much better way than in the training or just mentoring. And then decided to go fully into this coaching business and read everything about it, learn everything about it. As the time went by, I added few more skills like neurolinguistic programming and incorporated that with my coaching. And later on, I actually attended courses in hypnosis and hypnotherapy as well, all with the same purpose, to understand how the human mind works and how I can use some of the practices from these powerful modalities into in my coaching. And with the time, I actually integrated training and coaching together. So presently, I coach people as one-on-one or in the group coaching format, as well as I conduct coach training, hypnosis trainings, neuro-linguistic programming trainings for the people who are interested. So now let's discuss what is coaching. Coach actually comes from this vehicle. This vehicle is called coach, and this is the vehicle of conveyance. This was the vehicle of conveyance in older times in West. And this vehicle is called coach, and it's called coach because there is a place in Hungary, and the name of the place is Coach, and where these vehicles were made. And then they used to export it to Europe and the rest of the world. So they became known as coaches. Point of the work of, or the aim of the coach, is to take somebody from point A to point B in an economical way and in less time. So people started using coach term very frequently. So whenever they had to go from point A to point B, C, D, wherever, they would say, okay, hire a coach and you can reach there faster. Slowly and slowly, this term started getting used in sports who were training participants for sports. They started calling themselves as coaches. The job of the sports coach was more or less same, to take a person from point A to point B, but with respect to their sports career. A teenager could go to the sports coach, and the sports coach would help him or her reach their goal in much lesser time than they would have on their own. So sports coaching became very famous as a method of skill development for the sports people. As the time went by, the term and education circles also. So whenever there was anything where people had to face a competition, for example, the IIT exams, CET exams, medical exams, SAT exams, the coaching institutes came up. They said, we are also doing the same thing that a sports coach is doing. We are also imparting people with the skills to take them to from point A to point B. So now coaching became very much used word in education and training circles. Cut and to 1991, Thomas J. Leonard came up with the term life coaching. The funda is that when people are hiring coaches for developing the skill set, like sports coaches or coaching institutes, for developing a skill set and becoming successful in their career, they can do the same thing in their life also, right? And achieve their goals very faster. And the life coaching actually took off very well after that. So it's a very young industry, started in 1990s and started growing very, very fast after 2000. So what's the life coaching? So coaching is a professional relationship between a professional called coach and a person called client. So when you say professional, what comes to your mind? First of all, if you are a professional coach, professional means it's not personal. That's a relationship. It's not a personal relationship. It's a professional relationship. Second, you have to maintain your professional decorum. Your conduct has to be professional. Third, it is a business. You will be paid as a coach by your client for your services. Fourth, you have to have some new skills for which the client is going to pay you. So the role of the coach, role of you as a coach is to help the client realize his or her dreams. And how do you help them? First of all, you bring clarity to the client. So you help them get clarity in their life, what they want, what do they don't want, how will they get it, what will be the cost, what will be the payoffs, etc., etc. Then you help converting their dreams into goals and milestones. Then there is a brainstorming every week on the goals and milestones, and you convert these milestones into actionable steps. You help them convert these milestones into actionable steps, and then you provide accountability. So accountability is like that, like this. Just that, like you want to become a coach. This is your goal, or this is your dream. First of all, the coach will help you to convert it into goal, and then the milestones, and then there will be brainstorming, and then you will convert into actionable steps. So you may, during the brainstorming, you may say that, oh, I went to the internet and since I want to become a coach, I searched for how to become a coach. I got bunch of hits, and among them I got the hit on this website. This is called livingwithnlp.com, and I saw their course and their page. It looks interesting. Then the coach will ask you, what do you want to do? And you say that, I want to take action now. And the coach may say, what can you do to take action now? And you may say that, okay, I went and I attended their webinar, and they are offering a very good deal. I want to just go and enroll, and I may want to talk to somebody there. Okay, And the next week the coach is going to ask you, he's going to hold you accountable for doing all this. Okay, so you had listened to their webinar and you were interested in the course, and you said that you are very keen on joining this course. Have you registered or not? And you would say, and then you would update them whether you did or not, and why, and what can you do to register for the course, or go ahead further with your goal of becoming a coach. This is a very powerful thing. When there is somebody you have to update about your action steps, then you are very much likely going to take that action. And then you as a coach will also provide support and motivation to your clients. Why do you or people hire coaches? The first thing is that everyone has a dream. For example, you have a dream of becoming a coach. And your current reality is far away from your dreams. You have a dream that you want to become a coach, and the current reality is that you are not a coach. And you cannot bridge this gap on your own. Theoretically you can, but it will take longer time than if you enroll into this course now. So why do people become coaches, or why should you become a coach? First of all, this is a very fulfilling career. And you see, it's a fulfilling emotionally also, spiritually also, when you get the sense of that you are helping others, financially also. It gives you independence in the sense that you can choose your working hours. You can negotiate with the clients at what time you want to coach them. You can choose your working hours, you can choose when to work, where to work from, and with whom to work. If you don't like certain kind of people, you can always refuse the business. But you have got the independence, and independence is higher virtue, isn't it? Third one is that you can have coaching as a side business with your job, or you can go into it on full-time basis also. This also gives you the promise of financial independence, and also the coaching skills are very valuable nowadays. Organizations are looking for employees who have got very good coaching skills for their managerial jobs and other senior level jobs. You can use this in your business. Then there are certain skills which are very useful in your personal life as well, with respect to managing relationships. Might be thinking, is it for me? Is it for you? And what do you need to become a coach? And I have listed few of the qualities which will help you become a coach. First is moderate to high listening skills. You don't have to be among the top 10% of listeners of the world. You don't have to be among the top 10% listeners of the world. If you have moderate listening skills, that is enough to start with. Then moderate to high oral communication skills. That means if you are able to articulate well, you are able to form the sentences well. So even if you speak slowly, that is still fine. You can still become a coach. In fact, it can be an asset many times. Then moderate to high capability to develop goals. You will be working with the clients and converting their dreams into goals. That means and many of these clients would never have set goals for themselves. And you have to help them to set their goals. To start with, you can have a moderate capability, skill at developing goals. As you keep coaching people, setting goals for them, you will learn on the way and become better and better at it. Next one is moderate intuition. You don't have to clairvoyant, but the moderate level of intuition is required. The next one is the must have, high ability. In fact, it should be highest ability to maintain confidentiality. During the coaching session, a lot of things are going to come up. People are going to discuss their own personal lives. And you should always maintain the confidentiality. No one, even your spouse, should not know anything about what is happening with whom. Because coaching is a business of trust, and this business mainly comes through the referrals and the word of mouth. Ethically, first of all, it is wrong to share somebody's secrets. Business wise, also, it's not a good idea, because if the person happens to know that you have shared some of his personal stuff with somebody else, the person is going to feel hurt. That person is not going to refer anyone to you, is going to withdraw from the coaching relationship for sure, and then he may actually do bad mouthing as well. Other point is that you need to have a decent self-esteem. By this I mean that you should be confident that you can help others in their life, and you should be willing to help them. And the best thing is that all of this can be acquired through training. And our training at Living with NLP is going to help you develop all these skills. Next is what tools you will need in your toolbox to become effective at coaching. Here is a small list of most important things that I deemed fit for this presentation. There are some more tools which can be added here. So you need to have listening skills, then the ability to ask powerful questions, intuition, motivational talk, giving and receiving feedback, and ability to hold others accountable. This is, now suppose you become a coach. Suppose you enroll into this course and you become a coach. How will you be coaching people? There are various formats for that. First one is face-to-face coaching. This is the most effective one because you can sit in front of the other person. You'll be talking human to human. face to face, you can observe their whole body language, and and you get connected at a different level. However, one of the this is the most expensive form of coaching, and the reason is that the client pays not only for the session with you, they pay for your transportation also, or they have to travel to your place. Due to this reason, it is very much common in corporations and big business houses, but not much with the retail clients. Because the business houses have the resources, they can fly a coach from any part of the world to their headquarters, have them coach their executives, their managers for a few hours or few days, pay for the accommodation of the coach, and then fly him back in business class or first class to his house. The next best choice is telephonic or through mobile phone. This is the most common type of coaching. Third, fourth, and fifth are leveraging the internet technologies. So you can have session over Skype or Google Hangouts, either voice chat or or voice chat with the video. Again, very effective. However, there are technical challenges with that. Suppose the internet connection goes off, signal goes off, if the person is on 4G and attending the call, that breaks the whole communication cycle. Next one is email coaching, not as much as effective as telephonic or Skype or face to face, but much more economical. Many people go for it. Again, then there is IM, instant messenger, chat, WhatsApp, Viber. Not much effective, but still people go for it and take this option as well. The effectiveness decreases from top to bottom. Similarly, the price structure also decreases from top to bottom. Telephonic and Skype, Google Hangouts are most of the time charged at the same price. Email coaching and IM again are charged at different prices. So let's discuss some myths about coaching. There are two slides. First slide is about the myth buster is that first myth that people have is that coaching is not my cup of tea. So this myth we have already discussed indirectly in few slides back. Anyone with moderate to high listening skills, moderate to high oral communication skills, little bit of intuition, and decent self-esteem, and who is able to maintain the confidentiality can become a coach. Second belief that many coaches hold after they attend their coaching training is that coaching is not a profitable business. So though they might have joined the coaching training with the belief that coaching is a very profitable business, by the end of the training, when they don't get the clients, they start forming this belief. This is not true. The problem is not with the coaching. The problem is with the coach and the way he is approaching that business. Third, that is opposite belief, is that people consider it as a get rich fast business, they say coaching is easy business. You just have to have 1 hour call and then just grab that money from the other person. I would say that coaching is easy, but coaching business is not. You need patience, perseverance, and business mindset. And many coaches quit after 1 year without breaking even the cost of their training. It takes time to set the business up, and you have to persevere in your efforts. And then you can have a very good profitable coaching business and have that financial independence for yourself. Next one is that the more certification or higher accreditations I have is better. So many coaches, once they do not find the clients after their training, they actually form this belief that I need higher certifications, higher accreditations. But I would say that coaching is like an open source software like Linux. There is no regulating body. There is nobody that can say that only if I give you that certificate of coach, you will be called a coach. In fact, you don't even need a training for calling yourself a coach. You need training for developing the skill set. And because it's not regulated, that is the reason there are so many accreditation bodies with fancy names, big names, who claim that if you do their accredited courses, you will get a lot of clients, but that is not true. So there is a study that I want to talk about. This is a photo of Marshall Goldsmith. He is an executive coach, world's best executive coach, and charges very good, very high for his coaching. Organizations around the globe fly him from his home to their headquarters, having coached their executive. Then he goes back on the organization expense, and he's the one traveling most of the time. And in his presentation, he claimed, I think, he has got 1 million miles of air, what you say, airline miles as reward points because of his travel some from some famous airline. I don't remember right now. So his corporation, his company actually did a study about what do the corporations look at when they hire coaches. And the study was that it had various options. What do they look for? Do they look for experience of the coach? Do they look for the accreditation or certification of the course? Do they look for the experience of the coach as a coach? Do they look for experience of a coach as a executive or manager, whatever it is? And the results of the study were, and they studied like lot of companies. The survey was taken by I think more than 10,000 companies, and the results were surprising. And they say that first of all, they look for the experience of a coach in the industry, in their industry. That is, if they are hiring a coach for their executive, they want somebody who was executive in their industry who is now offering coaching. However, that is slightly rare to get. The number of executive coaches who are were executives earlier is very less. So that's why their prices are high, the demand is high, supply is low. Second thing that they look at is the experience of the coach as a coach. How many years the person is coaching people. And at the end, then so there were like 13 points. The 13th point, 13th number point was that they look at certificate and accreditation. So that means certificates and accreditation are way down, about at the 13th place, the last place in their list. So that means accreditation certifications are of no value when it comes to coaching. All that matters is your own coaching experience. And the accredited courses, if you search on the internet, are highly expensive. So I have seen courses starting from 3 lakh rupees and going up to 8 lakh rupees, and maybe there are even more expensive than that. And I've heard about that one. There is one particular course, it has got 3 levels. If you complete all the 3 levels, you will be like spending 40 lakhs rupees, 40. Since they are very expensive, it takes longer time to break even. And also you consider that you will be having some expenses for developing specialization in your niche also. That will further inflate your seed money. The cost of entering into coaching profession through this route is very high. And also, what if you change your mind? There are many coaches, by the end of the training, they say, no, the coaching is not for me. I don't want to continue coaching people. I'm not finding that much value or that much satisfaction, which is okay. Not everyone is cut off for, not everyone is cut out for becoming a coach. The next one is the time investment. They are either very short, maybe like 7 or 8 days. Courses are also there. So there is going like 9 to 6, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. kind of coach training programs for 8 days. Some are even shorter, like 1 day or 2 day courses also there. Or they are very long, 6 months, 24 months. And actually, I have heard about a coaching program that is 3 years or 5 years duration. And still, you may take 1 to 3 years for getting the basic level certification from the accreditation body, because what these courses are doing are giving you something called training hours. But the accreditation body may have further requirements before you could appear for their certification test. So accreditation and certification are different. Accreditation is the accreditation body saying that yes, this course complies our recommendations. Just like we have CBSE affiliated schools. They say that CBSE says that yes, this school is affiliated to us, they are following our course curriculum. But by just attending the classes, you are not going to become a CBSE pass out, right? You have to appear for the exams. In case of accredited courses, there are some more conditions to appear for exams. For example, some bodies ask for that after completing your training, or apart from completing your training, you should have 100 hours of coaching experience. And for many coaches, it takes 1 to 3 years for getting 100 hours of coaching experience. And after that, they are eligible to appear for their certification and then get the certification. So that means for 1 to 3 years, you are on your own. You cannot call yourself as XYZ coach from that accredited body. In any case, you are on your own. The value at the last that you get is not worth the money. The customers don't care about certifications. They want results and they are ready to pay for them. Now suppose somebody is having tough time in his relationship and he knows one coach who has gone through all similar relationship troubles that this person is going through, and then he knows another coach who is accredited to some certification body, and he is a career coach. Whom will this guy prefer? A career coach who is accredited to a certification body but who never had any relationship, and second guy who have been through lot of relationship trouble, sorted them out, and now he is offering the relationship coaching to everyone. It's a no-brainer, right? Lastly, you don't need accreditations. You need authority or credibility and the course which teaches you how to develop them. You need authority and credibility and the course which teaches you how to develop them. And the accreditation will give you only a seal and initials. However, seals and initials don't bring money. Customers do. You need customers. So now we're coming to the last phase, that is the closing. So our course is based upon the concept that is similar to this book. So this book was written by Eric Rice. The name of the book is The Lean Startup. It's a New York Times bestseller. It has become very popular methodology in today's business. As per this book, the recommendation is that, now, simplest terms, imagine that there are two people. One is very, very lean and the second one is very heavy. One is lean, maybe like 50 kg, 60 kg, and second one is like 120 kg, 150 kg, very fat. And they both start running a race. Who do you think less energy to to win the race or complete the race? The lean guy, right? The lean guy can run much faster with less energy than a fat guy can. Similarly, in case of lean startup also, the concept of lean startup is that you start with minimum resources, with minimum seed money. Even if you have huge reservoir of money, even if you have lot of money, you save most of that money for the later stages, and you start with very less seed money, with the minimum resources to get the product going. Suppose you are developing a product. Suppose you are developing a software. So you first of all have couple of developers, one or two developer working on that software, and create a bare minimum prototype of that software. What do you then do then? You just take it to the market, find out your represented one test user group from your target market, offer them this software for free. Of course, it's not an excellent or the ideal software, and take feedback from them. How they like it, how did they like it, what else they want it in it, what do they think are not necessary that you put in the prototype. Take that feedback, now you incorporate that feedback, release the second version at a low cost. Offer it to your target market. Let them use it, again collect the stats, the feedback, what is required, what is not required that you have put into the software, and what is actually that they want. Based on that, you release third version and at a higher price. Then you go to the fourth version, fifth version, sixth version, and you will be surprised. In few months, you will have a class software which you know will go and work in the market. and you did not spend huge seed money, because if you had spent huge seed money and invested 1 year in developing that software, it would have gone to the market, and the market could have said, oh, 90% of features we don't need. This software is of no use for us. In this case of lean startup methodology, the 90% of the features are the one that probably every customer will need. And how do you implement this in your coaching business? For developing your coaching business, first you start with the minimal seed money. Whatever you are spending on your training and coaching right now to become a coach, start with minimal investment. After the course, you choose a niche and invest in this niche if required. Now suppose you choose it to become a wellness coach. You will have to undergo some trainings about how to do wellness coaching. You will have to undergo some wellness courses yourself to understand what wellness is about and how you can incorporate that in your coaching. Then you test the waters. You go into the market and you start marketing your niche and check the response. So this is your way of getting the feedback. Then you ask yourself, does it feel okay as per my expectation, my requirements? If it is no, then you go to step number 2, that you choose another niche. Again invest if it is required, little bit. Always select the low cost courses. Then again test the waters. Does it feel okay? Maybe after 3 or 4 iterations, you will say that yes, it feels okay. Then you go to, now this is your main niche, what we say capital niche in capital letters. Then you go and invest in this capital niche, because this is where the money is coming from, and you want to become much better than any other coach in this niche. And the sixth is, if required, and if you still need to go for credentials, then you go for credentials afterwards. But you save all that big chunk of money for step 5 and 6. Initially, keep your investment low, and always remember that there is a possibility that lot of coaches will say that after coaching people for 3 months, 6 months, or not getting anyone to coach, they may choose to bail out of this profession and find another career option. So if they are going with this route, they are not going to lose much. In fact, the cost of the program is so affordable that within a few sessions you will be able to recover all this. So now we are coming to closing the brief process that we follow. First of all, there are 8 modules in this coaching program. Weekly, we go over one module, and the class is 1.5 hours. Then the candidates, the participants, have to reserve 1 to 2 hours every week for peer coaching. So every coaching session will be 1 hour. Every person will participate as a coach and a coachee, and the 2 people will coach each other. So 1 to 2 hours for this peer coaching they have to keep. Then they have to submit 3 peer coaching recordings over the 3 or 4 weeks. And every coaching recording will be listened by the experienced coaches, and they will be giving the feedback to the participants. And then the participants will implement that feedback. By the 3rd iteration, the quality of the coaching automatically increases. This is our observation. Final step is certification. So what are the modules that we are covering here? So there are 8 modules. Here is just a small list of things that we are covering here. If you look at this list, you will see that we are covering most of the stuff that is taught in accredited courses. This is the core of the coaching. First, you will be having obvious introduction to coaching, what it is not, how to coach effectively, what things to do, what things not to do. Then there will be session format. It's a written step-by-step session format and with the script given. So at what stage, what question to ask and how to coach in a step-by-step framework format. Initially during the training, and also if you feel like afterwards also, you have to use this session format because it brings you into that flow of coaching. And when that happens, you become better at coaching, and after few weeks or few months, you become so fluent in the coaching you don't need any session format. That's what we call free flow coaching, where you are just dancing in the moment. But initially it is very, very helpful to have some tool like a sample session format. Second, the listening skills, how to develop them. Rapport building, how to build trust with the clients and create a safe space for the client to share his views or his personal life things comfortably with you. Goal setting, milestone setting, setting the action items, accountability. Also you get to learn how to use your intuition and how to develop it further. Then the powerful questions. So there are pretty much some set of questions which are very much standard, which are very common. You get to know all these questions. They're called powerful questions. Now group coaching. This is a format in which you as a coach can coach multiple participants, multiple coaches, multiple clients at the same time. So in a group coaching, say you can have 10 people coming and meeting you for 1 hour. This is a very profitable way of coaching, because in one-on-one coaching, suppose the client was paying you $100 and now there are 10 participants and everyone is now paying $50 for 1 hour coaching. You ultimately end up getting $500 for 1 hour session, isn't it? So you get to learn how to conduct your group coaching sessions, and then you learn the marketing stuff, enrollment strategy, how to handle the objections when the people are coming to you for a sample session before they commit financially. So enrollment strategy helps you there, marketing your business, during that asking and closing the sale, how to handle the objections. You also get to learn about the business of coaching, developing that business mindset, and also how to develop yourself as an authority so that you have the credibility, so that people don't ask you for any credentials. Normally people don't ask for the credentials. That is till now, in my past 3 years, of coaching, no one ever asked about what certification do I hold. Everyone is interested in whether I can help them achieve their goal or not. Last one is feedback, giving and receiving the feedback. This course. So over past 3 years, I have attended many courses in coaching. I have read a lot of books, taken a lot of online and offline courses, and this course contains the core of everything that I have learned so far. Even the format in which it is conducted is the format that I know works best for anyone. That means, first of all, the content here is the core of everything. It's again a lean startup funda. You end up, in other courses, you end up going through a lot of content over 6 months or 8 months or 12 months or 24 months period. But by the end of the 24 months, you don't remember what you learned in second month or third month and how to use it most of the time, because most of the content that is being taught is not relevant, is not usable for everyone. It may be usable, certain parts may be usable for some people, certain maybe for some people, but then the core, the crux remains the same. It's just like English, the grammar remains same. Rest is practice. The more you practice, the better you become. So over the 3 years, I actually invested some 3 lakh rupees and went through a lot of heartburns, disappointments. And sometimes I lost money in a lot of courses because they were of no value at all. And the most important that I learned was the business mindset. You can be saved from a lot of these hassles by enrolling, if you choose to enroll into this course. Next one is that it has got online format, so it is delivered online over the internet. Timings are very convenient. You don't have to take any leave from your office. You can listen to, or you can attend the class from the comfort of your home. In the attire that you are much comfortable. You can interact with the participants, and also it actually helps you get attuned to this format of coaching, where you are coaching people over the phone, over the Skype, over the Google Hangout, where you turn off the videos most of the time because the internet becomes slower many times. It makes you habitual to that online format of coaching, and also it is delivered over optimum period of time. The whole course is wrapped up in 8 to 10 weeks. This, in my experience, is the optimal period of time. After that, people start getting bored, their energy levels are low. But few first 8 to 10 weeks, their energy levels are high. They are very much interested in uh, what is being taught, and the retentivity is very high. And here, every week, since you will be going through one module, one or two concepts maximum, you will be implementing those concepts in your weekly calls with the during the peer coaching sessions. And whatever doubts come at that time, you will be asking in the next class. So it's much better format than a 2 days course coaching, 2 day coach training program 9 to 6, or 8 days coaching program 9 to 6, where people do not get much time out of the course to interact with each other and coach each other and then come back with the doubts. After 8 days course, they are on their own. They're pretty much on their own. But here for 8 weeks or 10 weeks, you have hand holding. Directly you can ask the question in the class, and even after the 10 weeks you can call your mentor coaches anytime and they will be able to help you. What else? Other thing is that it's very affordable course. That means your seed money is very low. So you can save the big chunk of money for your niche that I call capital niche. You start with low seed money, which you can recover in first few sessions, first few of your paid sessions, and the risk is minimized. So I hope that this course very much valuable. The deal that I have promised you is that this course is actually 30,000 rupees, and in this format, because it's an online format, we are offering this at a much lesser rate. We are offering it at 50% off rate. I hope you find this valuable, and it helps you make your decision. So with this, we come to the end of our coach training session, or I'm sorry, um, we come to the end of our webinar on how to become a coach. And I thank you very much for your participation. I'm very much grateful to you for listening to me for this whole 1 hour, about approximately 1 hour. And now we are going to open this forum for questions. Thank you very much. Rest, whoever want to drop off, they can drop off. And whoever want to stay for the Q&A, just wait a while and I will unmute you. Thank you guys.